Hey guys, what's up? It's Noam Lightstone here again. Just coming back from a nice relaxing massage. I don't know what it is again about physical activity. It's like when I come back from the gym or something like that, I just always have inspiration to record a video or like all my thoughts crystallize. I know there's something there. But this video, I want to I guess preface this by saying this video is geared towards type A location independent entrepreneurs who are mostly able-bodied, so they're able to do whatever they can do. They don't have any huge mobility issues. They don't have super illnesses or anything like that. Because this video is all about how to stop yourself from complaining and how to stop being a victim by reminding yourself of 4 specific points. But again, it's directed at this specific group because if you aren't part of this group, or you're kind of in the realm of the 4 points I mentioned, you might get butthurt, and I apologize for that. It's not directed at you. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with you or you're bad. I'm just speaking to a specific group just because these people sometimes, and I'm one of them, sometimes like to complain, and you have to remind yourself of some points so that you can realize that life isn't so bad all the time. So let's go with number 1, and the first thing is that as a location-independent entrepreneur, you are not office-bound in a 9-to-5 with a boss. Now, I don't know about you, but one of the main reasons I want to get into entrepreneurship is because I fucking hate having a boss. I don't like someone telling me what to do. I don't like listening to authority. I like working with people, and I also really trust people who know more than me and have demonstrated that. And I like working with clients too, and clients have needs, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But just because I am coming in later than someone, in terms of they've been at a company longer and they have a nicer car than me, but they haven't actually, let's say, demonstrated that they have more knowledge. So just because I have a boss doesn't mean they're actually smarter than me at a lot of companies. Some companies, yes, but not all companies. I don't feel like I should listen to them, and I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like having someone set my schedule. Sometimes, let's say I work late and I want to be able to sleep in if I need to, and I'll still get my work done. And if you've ever worked a job, some people have been entrepreneurs their whole life, but I haven't. And again, I'm not saying that all 9-to-5s are bad. In fact, one of the best jobs I had was a quote-unquote 9-to-5, where I was technically an intern just fresh out of university or college, but I was treated with the respect, and I got the level of responsibility as a PhD, and it was amazing. And I also actually got a patent out of it. But there are other jobs where it was just total shit. So whenever you think of complaining about what's going on in your business or something, think about if you were stuck in a 9-to-5, you're forced to be in an office 8 hours a day, whereas probably most of that time would be in useless meetings or wasting your time. And even if you think of something more efficient to get something done, your boss might tell you no because there's some company policy which is totally ridiculous. You have your own company where you can do whatever you want and not do whatever you want, or you can work towards it by delegating and systemizing and outsourcing, or just taking on less work. You can take a day off if you even feel like it. I mean, you have to make sure that your business doesn't die, obviously. Like maybe your clients are served, but you have so much freedom. So whenever you think about complaining about, let's say you have to work late one night, clients are being annoying, or one of your team disappears, yeah, that stuff happens, and you have to build systems and you have to hire good people to protect against that. But just think about the alternative of being in an office, doing the same thing over and over, and just really hating the job you have. So that's number 1. Number 2 is something I don't take advantage of enough. My nose is really itchy right now. I don't know why. Is that sometimes we get stuck in working in the same place, so the same co-working space, the same home office, and we don't use the freedom we have to work at different places. Now, sometimes I don't like cafe hopping because if I can't find a nice seat, or if I can't get Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi's down, I get really pissed off and it ruins my flow and it ruins my productivity. So there's a balance to this, but just working in the same place all the time, you have so much freedom in terms of scheduling. If you're feeling, let's say you're not working, like your work is not flowing really well, you can take a break, go do something fun, or go to the gym and then come back and you'll probably be more free. And no one's going to tell you not to do that, assuming you're again, either owning your own business or you're a consultant, even if you're working for one company where the company doesn't monitor you all the time. And of course, you should definitely be pushing to getting to that stage as soon as you can. But yeah, you have so much freedom. And again, if you were in an office, you'd have to be there unless you negotiate remote work agreements. But typically, you have to go to certain hours. You have to be there at certain hours. You have to put in those hours, even if you finish your work in 1 hour. So think about the fact that you can, fuck off from work if you finish earlier. You can work wherever you want, co-working space, coffee shop, at the beach, digital nomad, whatever. That doesn't fucking work. But you get the point. You can work anywhere. So that's really, really important to always keep in mind. Now, this one is, I guess, the most brash when it comes to these, but it's something I slap myself in the face with, and I kick my own ass. Because whenever I want to complain about something, even if it has something to do with maybe like a physical pain I'm having, or like, again, some client stuff, I remind myself, or even here's a bigger one as a type A, it's like I couldn't get enough work done today, all this other, this crap, which is really stupid. I, like, knock on wood, I am not, suffering from cancer. I'm not confined to a bed, and I don't have to get chemotherapy every day, and I don't have to be confined to a hospital ward. Now, my grandma actually was diagnosed with cancer, and she unfortunately passed away. So again, I don't myself know what cancer feels like, and I hope I never will, God forbid. But I've seen what it does to people, and it's not fun. With chemotherapy, you're taking drugs that poison the cancer in your body, but you deal with nausea, not eating, throwing up, radiation treatments, spending all your time in hospitals trying to get better, maybe having breathing problems, all this type of stuff. Even if you weren't looking at the example of cancer, imagine if you were just confined to a hospital for whatever reason. You have an infectious disease for some reason. You have problems breathing. You need the I don't know what they're called, aspirators, the lung machines, to help your lungs breathe. Think about that. And when you think about complaining about, oh, I didn't, do enough of the gym today, or like, oh, I didn't, eat enough, or oh, I missed an hour of work, or I didn't do my writing habit. All that shit just goes out the fucking window. Because if you think about what would be happening if you were confined to a hospital bed and you couldn't do anything, let's say you were so sick you couldn't sleep, and you're just sweating, and people are trying to take care of you, but you're not getting 100% of the care that you need. Think about that, and once you do that, that's going to stop you really quickly from complaining about some bullshit first world problem, which is mostly what we all deal with. So anything with clients being annoying, or your team, or not getting enough work done, and then even on the extracurriculars, let's say you don't have enough time in your personal life. Okay, there's steps you can do or you can take to fix that, but don't have enough time in your personal life. You're not meeting the right people you want with dating. Your gym's not going that great. You feel like you're not having enough fun. Your business isn't progressing as fast enough. Think about having cancer and shut the fuck up, because that is something that would end all of that, because you can't do anything when you have something like cancer. You were just focused on that, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I've seen some videos from a guy named Furious Pete, and I'll link him, where he talked about having testicular cancer. This guy, I think, is like 28, so he's almost I am 28, but I think he's 28 as well, entrepreneur, and he was trying to, keep his business together, though he has a fiance and his family also helping him out. But even the super positive, energetic guy that he is, and he's usually at the gym, he couldn't really do much of anything, and he was having trouble sleeping because he was just dealing with all that type of stuff. So again, whenever you think about complaining about some stupid first world problem, it's like, yeah, okay, there's stuff you need to figure out, and it would be nice to date the right people, and yeah, you're not gaining as much muscle as you want, or whatever. Again, cancer. So that should really set you straight. And the fourth thing, again, to really stop all this, is you chose this. Maybe you didn't make a definitive decision. There wasn't a point where you said out loud, I want to be a location-independent entrepreneur, but you took the steps to get to this point, and you can stop doing this kind of stuff, or you can build out systems to stop. So if you're frustrated with client management, you build systems so that you don't manage clients. If you really don't like what you're doing, then maybe you prefer the 9 to 5, go back to it. If you don't like the business model you're pursuing, then pick something else. If you're doing FBA and it sucks and you'd rather be doing infoprocs, then go do that. You always have a choice with what you're doing. There's this sunken cost mentality and also victim mentality. You say, oh, I'm in this stage and yeah, I guess I could put in some work or do some thinking to get out of it, but I don't really want to do it. Well, that's just fucking stupid, and you're being a bit lazy because you can build yourself out of it. And again, you made these choices, so accept the choices. You know, be happy with what you have, or if you're not happy, then just do something about it. It's not that big of a deal. There's always a way out, and the way out might not be the prettiest, or it might take some effort, but you can definitely do it. So yeah, those 4 things just to, really recenter your mind. Whenever you think of complaining, maybe you didn't get enough sleep, you lost 1 hour, or all these little things that really aren't a big deal. As long as you honestly have, really number 1 is your health, and you have, some good friends around you, like you're pretty much good. Like health is the number 1 thing, because without health you can't do anything. Then relationships as well, because, what's the point in climbing your way to the top or scaling a business to 6 figures unless you can celebrate it with people? There's no point in celebrating in isolation. Those are the main things you need: health, wealth, relationships. And wealth obviously is the business, and that's what we're talking about, not being so centered in. The other stuff is, that's the stuff you need to focus on. So try to remember those 4 things when you're either getting in a certain state of complaining, and you'll realize that you can take a bigger bird's eye view. Honestly, for me, I just say the cancer thing in my head, and again, I know it sounds a bit brash, and it might offend some people, but for me, it really centers me, because I realize that I'm so fortunate just to be like breathing and able to do what I do, that I just shut up and get back to work, or I just go outside and walk around or something, or I do something fun. But yeah, I don't take that for granted, because again, I've seen what that can do to people, and I don't want to be confined to a hospital bed. So yeah, just those 4 things to remember when you're feeling a bit maybe victim-y or complaining. So you don't have to work in an office 9 to 5. You work wherever, whenever you want. And I didn't even talk about the fact that you can travel and to any country you want if you're doing internet business. Number 3, you're not in a cancer ward. You're not confined to a bed. And the 4th is you've chosen everything that you have in your life, and you can choose to not have it anymore or change if you want. You just got to put in some work. Cheers, guys.